Hey, what's up, YouTube? Tyler here. So today, I have an interesting video for you. I'm going to be talking about my experiences and trip reports from DMT, dimethyltryptamine. Whew, the spirit molecule. So, I've used DMT probably like 7 or 8 separate times. Um, Once with a pipe, and all the other times with a vape. And the vape works so much better. I definitely recommend using a vape, a good one. Um, if you want to embark on this journey. So, some trip reports. And in these times that I did smoke it, I sometimes I would do it, take a few hits, go on the trip, come back, take a few hits, go on the trip, come back, take a few hits. So like it's technically like more than like 6 or 7 times, but regardless. So let's talk about some of the trips. So the first time I did it with my cousin, we I took so I was we were both drunk at the cottage, and I took 2 massive hits, and I didn't really consider what was about to happen, or that these 2 hits would be like that strong. But yeah, like within seconds, I see my cousin sitting across from me, and visual patterns and hallucinations just take over my vision, and then within like 10 seconds, I could barely see my cousin sitting across from me. And then naturally, I closed my eyes. I was completely transported to another realm. And how I would describe it, even though it is undescribable, but it was like a cosmic carnival filled with these like little entity kind of things that they weren't jesters, but they were like very like almost childish, or like jokey, and like woo, 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 jumping around and shit. It was very weird and overwhelming, and I really didn't like it. And then I saw, this was cool though. I saw like the energy of birthing. Okay, it was like this spiraling energy, and I saw like these visions of like woman giving birth, and like I saw the energy of birthing, and it was my own birth that was kind of happening in my life, and continuing to happen. And this experience really floored me, and it's the first time I ever did it. It really shocked me. It like shocked me to my core. It was very over. I wanted it to end. Like at the end of the experience, even though it's only 10 minutes, say the last like 2 minutes, I wanted it to fucking end. Like, not that I was having a bad trip, but it was just too bizarre for me. Anyway, so that was the first trip. Now, fast forward, I ended up getting more comfortable with it and doing it more. And once you've kind of gotten over that initial shock, you're more prepared, really. So the next few times I did it, one time I did it, and I literally saw the cosmic orchestration of my parents' souls meeting, so I was born. I'm not even kidding. So I saw that, literally. Uh, so one time I was kind of like going through my own childhood trauma, like in my real life, and I was on New Year's, and I did it, and it showed me myself in the crib at like 3 or 4 years old, like angry, and like hurt, like upset, like sad, angry, and it was like a wound. It showed me like where I got like a initial kind of big wound. So that was pretty crazy. I saw myself one time in grade school with like a puzzle piece on my head, puzzled. And my little self was asking, why am I always in trouble? Because I always used to get in trouble when I was like in grade school. But I never knew, I mean, I didn't know why. My little DMT self was like, why? So that was interesting. Seeing like some Hindu goddess, I think, what's her name? The woman with like the chops the heads off and shit. Saw her. Saw Amazonian woman dancing for me. That was cool. And those aren't really like blast off breakthrough trips. Those are more like sub breakthrough trips. But still profound nonetheless. Really cool when I saw a vision of humanity making it. So it was like picture like in the Simpsons movie where like everyone's marching to get Homer. There's all these different kind of characters, like you got like the old guy, you got like the little kid, like every different kind of Simpsons character. So it was kind of like that. It's like all these different looking beings. They're people, but they're like DMT people, so they look really weird. But like 100 of them, 200, like hundreds of them, they're all marching together, and it was humanity taking its power back. That's the vision I saw, and it was very profound and epically amazing. Crazy. And one time I did a smaller dose, and I felt like it was like the essence of like winter and like dying, and I was just lying in my bed feeling like I was dying. Feeling like I was dying, and then I look up at my roof and I see a shadow come up and just sit and watch me go through this process. It's like the angel of death or something. It was pretty crazy. One time I was smoking at this time, the reason I go into that, and I felt like I was physically like dying, like in my stomach and like really bad, because the DMT was showing me I was killing myself because I was smoking like 20 cigarettes, like half a pack of cigarettes a day, and like drinking alcohol quite a bit. And then I also in that same trip saw like like dead bodies. Like it was like, imagine like 20 dead like bodies like ground up into one being. It was like that. That's what I saw. It was brutal and it felt horrible. It was a really bad feeling trip. Anyway, one time I also saw my own shadow, but I like loved it. It was a really good trip actually. I saw my shadow. It was like the shadow figure on the wall. I knew it was my shadow, and I had the insight like it's disgustingly beautiful. And I loved my shadow, and that was like a profound moment. I'll tell you about the worst trip I ever had. So I wasn't really in a good state when I did it, but I did it anyway for some reason. So I took 3 like massive hits from my vape, and I did not expect it to hit me so hard, but it did. And it sent me like straight into hyperspace, and it brought me into like the essence of like my childhood traumas. Like the essence of pain. I could see everything. I can't really, like in DMT world, like it's fucking mental, but you know what's happening. And it was so painful that I ended up throwing up while tripping. And then I got off my bed and I threw up, and then I opened my eyes, and then I hallucinated the throw up was blood, and it hurt my stomach really bad, so I thought it was blood. And then I thought it was blood, and then I fell down, and I was like laying in it, like, or it was like around me, kind of like next to me, and I thought it was blood, and I'm laying in my own throw up, and then I start seeing like ambulance sirens and like hearing ambulances. And I like knew I was like dead. Like I'm like, oh, I'm dying. Like I'm fucking dead. I thought I was dead. Then I accepted that I was dead, and it wasn't that bad. And like a minute went by, and then I was like, oh, I'm not dead. And then it was crazy because I looked, and the throw up was blue and green. Like, I wasn't tripping. The actual throw up was blue and green. It was like DMT throw up. And I could feel like the DMT entities, and they're like giving me, it's like a harsh teaching. Okay, and basically what the teaching was like, look after yourself, put yourself first, value yourself, basically. And I haven't done it since then. And that was like almost a year ago. But I think I probably will again pretty soon. Anyway, those are some of my DMT trips. I hope you enjoyed. You know, I'm not condoning the use of it. That being said, it's pretty sweet. Different multi-dimensional travel, DMT. Peace, love, and smoke DMT. I hope you enjoyed the video. Shout out Icarus480. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace! Yeah!